So this morning we're finding ourselves in a slightly uneasy sighting. Yesterday morning, Matt and Andrea found the Ximungwe female. She successfully caught an impala.
Oh, she just killed one?
Dragged it into the drainage line here. Yesterday afternoon, both her and her cub were seen here feeding. We've now come up this morning to find that the Ximungwe female lying in the grass up behind me there, and there is a male in the tree where the carcass is. Initially we thought it was the Maxim's male. However, on closer inspection, it's not the Maxim's male. It is the Mawela male. The Mawela male's territory does cover part of where the Ximungwe female is found. So I would like to believe that she would have mated with him, and therefore he believes that this cub could be his. So the cub is essentially safer. However, that's just a presumption. She was lying down there growling the entire time that we've been here, showing her disdain for him stealing the carcass, firstly, but also there's a bit of tension in case he might have killed or harmed her cub. However, I think if he had killed the cub and she knew that that had happened, she would be a little bit more agitated and probably moving around, salivating, calling, contact calling. So my hope is that he smelt the carcass, he came running in here, the cub was in the distance somewhere and it's run off. So we're definitely going to spend a bit of time here this morning hoping to unravel this mystery and find that the cub is still alive. I guess after all they've been through, with the Ximungwe female breaking her leg, keeping both herself and her cub alive for the last 3 to 4 months, only to have a large male now come in at this point and sadly kill the cub would be heartbreaking. But on a side note, it is epic to see the Mawela male, who is normally quite a skittish, elusive leopard that tends to move away as soon as you arrive. To have him draped over a branch like this in the open, get some new shots and videos of him is an epic sighting. So I think let's sit here for a little bit longer, because if he walks down this tree, it's going to be a pretty epic shot. And while we're sitting waiting here for any further developments, we're going to throw back to an epic sighting where we last saw the Ximungwe female. She finished up that carcass very close to the Londolozi camps and then set off on a mission to probably go and try and find her cub. She was then found with the cub, with a duiker carcass. So they stayed around there and fed on that. I went out in the afternoon to hopefully try and see them, and the carcass was finished. Tracks of them headed straight up the road, so I presumed they were going for a drink at Rhino Dam. Tracks bypassed Rhino Dam, had a quick drink, and then continued north. We eventually found them along the Mashoben River with yet another duiker carcass. So she must have killed the second carcass on her way to collect the cub. As she was collecting the cub, came across another duiker and killed that, basically cashing in on a couple of good meals, which for an injured leopard is brilliant news. So enjoy that sighting while we're waiting to see what develops around here.
So it's an ultra fresh morning this morning.
We are heading out well before sunrise back to the Ximungwe Female. What an exhilarating way to start a morning. So this morning I set off at the crack of dawn well before sunrise to get here in the hopes that I would see her climbing the tree and basically walking up this long arching branch. In my mind it was going to be an unbelievable shot. When we got here there was a couple of hyenas around, and so the mother and cub were resting on a branch that was out of view on the other side. So instinct told me to wait this side because at some point she's going to go up to the carcass and feed. After waiting for about half an hour, I eventually just wanted to get one quick shot of her and her cub on that branch. And of course, as soon as I drive across there, just get a quick couple second shot of her. Yeah, she did do it now while I'm parked here. Stop. Wait. Old Murphy's Law, hey? She then jumps up, runs across this nice arching branch to the carcass, and we miss the entire thing. So, I should have just stuck with my gut and stayed this side, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. She's busy feeding now. My only hope is that the cub comes up to try and join her, or she then comes down, because now we've got some nice epic golden light coming through, lighting up that branch. So, it's going to be a spectacle this morning. Let's just hope we can manage to capture it from now on. So that was absolutely insane. Mother eventually finished feeding, was just grooming, and I think we caught the back end of the cub dashing up between Mum's legs to the carcass. The mother came down. I was hoping she was going to settle on the mound. She didn't. She moved off and settled down about 15 or 20 meters away. The cub fed for a little bit before eventually settling down quite close to where the carcass was and grooming. Dean was trying to reposition his vehicle, and the carcass must have been slightly off balance from after the cub was feeding, and it toppled down out of the tree.
Oh, holy smokes.
The Ximungwe female was up, ran across, grabbed the carcass, jumped up into the tree, basically almost upside down, climbed herself back up into the tree with the carcass in her mouth before a hyena could get across there and steal it. So that is sensational news for the fact that her leg must be healing pretty well. And just the ability for her to be able to do that with a supposed broken leg is mind-blowing. I mean, just to carry her own weight up like that would be a challenge, let alone doing it with a carcass in her mouth. So thankfully, she recovered the carcasses back in the tree, and they were just seen settling or resting there. We've now made space for Jerry to get in there and a few of the other vehicles to come through after being there for about 2.5 hours. So, what a great morning. Unbelievable to see the Ximungwe female recovering the way she is, and the fact that the both of them, the cub and her, are well fed after 2 very decent meals in the last few days. He dropped down out of the tree. She's settled up on a mound. Eventually started grooming, yawning, and then contact calling. So she's not looking distressed. The fact that she's contact calling when the male is only a matter of 50 meters away, in my mind says that she has mated with the Mawela male, that he is not a real threat to this cub at this stage. I could be horribly wrong. I have a strong feeling that the cub is still alive because she now marched down through the drainage line, away from where the carcass is, off into a very thick block. So I am not going to smash up my car to try and follow through here. Let's let her be and maybe try to come back through here later and see if she's met up with the cub. I don't think she's going to return back to that carcass. She's going to just relinquish that and leave the male to finish what's left. There isn't a huge amount there anyway. So great to see the Mawela male. Get some decent shots of him out in the open. And although we had some very high tensions in the beginning worrying about the cub, I think we can rest easy in that the likelihood of the cub still being alive is very high. So if we have anything more, I'll catch you up on that as soon as we can. But for now, I think that's all from me. So thanks for watching this virtual safari. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. That'll keep you in the loop with any more of these videos, and it really helps the algorithm push our videos out too, and so more people can find our channel and watch these virtual safaris. So thanks for doing that, and we'll see you back here again for another episode next weekend. But bye for now.